Yeah! Hey, what's up? It's your guy. T.I.G. Ronin. And I'm back at it again with another Daily Yap. This is the Daily Yap number 9? I think it's number 9, man. Don't fry me up if it's not, man. And today, man, I just want to talk about how do you digest games, man? How do you digest games? Like, are you one of those people? Also, it's January 29th. Sorry about that. Are you one of those people that as soon as you get a game, you're mowing through it, dude? You're on it. It's the only thing you play until, like, you're not playing it no more. Is that how you digest games? Or are you the type to take your leisurely time, you know? Like, do you golden path things? Do you play a few hours here, play some other stuff while you're playing it, you know what I'm saying? Or do you do every little thing in the area that you can before you go through? Or do you golden path it, then go back and get everything? Or do you just play it once, one and done? How do you digest games, okay? Look at my cut, man. I feel like those sides is not the same. Anyway, it's clean. For me, I know that especially in open world games, this is especially prevalent for me. I am I'm doing everything all at once on my go through. Like, if I'm in one area, I'm hitting every little icon and doing every little thing. So my question is, do you do the same? You know what I mean? Or are you just like power through it? And if you are, I'd like to understand the reasoning behind that. Like, is it a time management thing, or is it an attention span thing? I also, when I'm playing a very good game and I don't want it to end, I will purposely stop playing it for a little while just so I can, like, prolong the time that I'm spending in that game, because I really don't run through games more than once a lot, you know. So I've done that. My most two that I've done it with are two of my favorite games of all time. Ghost of Tsushima being my favorite game of all time, and Elden Ring being right there, which I think is the greatest game of all time. But those two specifically, I have purposely, like, fell back on them and went into playing other things and just not played them just so I have it there so I can go play a little more later. I'm like a little squirrel saving up little nuts for the winter, you know, putting them in a hole. That's how I play them. But I've realized that that there is such thing as, like, a vibe, like being in the vibe to play something, and you enjoy something so much more if you're caught up in the mix of, like, when the game first drops. Like, I talk about Elden Ring so much on this channel. If you were a part of that whole pandemonium when it dropped, it was a special time just to be able to even be involved in the conversations that were going on. So and that's another question that we're going to lead into later, so keep that in your back pocket. So that's how I like to do things, but that has come to bit me in the butt more times than not, because I have a horrible habit of not finishing stuff. So, which I'm trying to work through. We've talked about this. That's another big reason for the spreadsheet. Did y'all make your spreadsheet? Did you make it? But which also leads into, let me segue into another thing, is like the magic of gaming, the vibe of gaming. I feel like when I was younger, I was able to lock in so much easier on things. Now, this could have been that because I had less of a choice of things to play, because, you know, I was a kid. I couldn't just buy anything I wanted, you know. So there was definitely more of like okay, this is all I have to play. If I want to play, I got to play this. So that could have been a part of it. But also, it never felt like that. I never felt like, oh man, I wish I had another game. Like, I felt like the hype and the magic of things. Like, Final Fantasy being a big series of my younger years. That one was one that definitely I felt the magic of, like the stories, the characters. Half the time that I've played it in my adult life, I didn't even realize what was going on back then. I was just watching my daughter play through 8, and I'm like, I don't remember a lot of this stuff. And it's funny, like having my adult developed brain locking in on things as opposed to when I was a kid, and I wouldn't say I was just clicking through shit, but I mean, I really wasn't locked in like that. I was locked in, but not in the sense of like comprehending things. So, but there was this certain magic back then. And I don't know if that's just wonder for the world because you don't know so much as a kid, or, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I do want to get back to that. And that's this whole year. I'm going to be trying to zero in on things like that and finding ways to lock in on games like that, I believe that there are like extracurricular things you can do. So I said it earlier, and I said that to wrap around to this, like with the Elden Ring thing, like playing games as like a whole and being a full-fledged part of the community, like actually engaging in conversations and asking questions and stuff like that. And Elden Ring is Elden Ring. Like the Soulsborne community, they're pretty real good on that. Like there are some dickheads in there that are like, but like for the most part, a lot of them are like cool and they want to impart knowledge to you, and it's a cool thing. So I think that's one way to do it. I think another one, when you're dealing with like sprawling large games, and now this might sound like but take notes of different things, especially when you're playing like vague lore type games where they give you little breadcrumbs of lore, and like taking notes for that, like treat it as if it were like a real journey. Does that make sense? Because like if say we're out here in this world, boom, you're kerplunked in it, you got isekai'd, and we're out here just in it, wouldn't you try to keep track of like some little, in a notebook or you would try to keep track of things? I know I would, but I mean, maybe I'm just a great adventurer, but I think that's going to be another thing that I do with more of our sprawling games. Also, I'm going to set aside designated times for designated games, and I'm going to stick to them. Like we'll be doing like a certain day of the week. There's not like, no matter who calls me, no matter which one of the bros is like, hey, we gotta drop in, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna be fully immersed in this that I've pre-planned on. No matter who calls to play Helldivers, okay? Don't tempt me. Don't tempt my discipline and dedication, okay? Because you're supposed to be my boys. I'm gonna do that. And I think these are just 3 small ways to be more immersed in things. And I'm gonna give them a try. And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna report my findings to you guys, to anybody that's watching. And what I would love so much, is if you guys had any type of things outside of the 3 that I did, or you wanted to elaborate on something like so, or something that you think could help bring back the balls deep immersionness and the magic of gaming. It's gonna bottle that shit up. But if you have any ideas, drop them in the comments, man, because I would love to hear them. I see everything, at this point in my young YouTube career, or whatever platform this gets on, man. But yeah, as always, anybody that's coming through and reading these, seeing these, watching these, I appreciate y'all, man. Like I feel the love. Appreciate the love and support, and I just appreciate your time, man. So, yeah, let's get back to the magic of gaming, guys, all right? The magic. And with that being said, on behalf of Sorta Serious Gaming, I'm TIG Ronan.